welcome back to my channel. Good morning. Hi, hello. Rosalind, there's nothing here for you. Okay. So, I ordered some breakfast from my favorite place in the entire world, Brecca. So let's start with the beveraginos. I got a green latte, a lavender tea latte, and a vanilla eggnog latte. You're probably wondering, Lauren, why did you buy 3 drinks? And let me tell you. So I have to study all day today, and I know I'm more than likely going to need a lot of coffee in my soul because I'm really trying not to drink as much Red Bull because it makes me a little anxious. So I got 2 new lattes that I've never tried before, and the OG green tea latte, which is my absolute favorite. This one is the vanilla eggnog. Is it still hot? It's like some steam, not too much, but it looks pretty. Hi, Codependency. Rosie's trying to make her debut. As always, you can't eat this. So far, so good. Okay, that's really good. It doesn't really taste like eggnog though. It just tastes like a latte. So close. It's good, but it's not an eggnog. Now we're going to try the lavender tea, which is not like it looks like on the picture. In the picture it was purple and really cute. This is just white. It tastes like lavender. Wow, that's very strong. Wow, that's a very interesting taste. Why are you crying? Do you want to smell it? Okay, come here. Come in, closer. Okay, you smell this and tell me what you think. You don't like lavender? Smell? No? It's actually pretty good. It's a very distinct taste. So we're going to save that. And we're going to go with the OG. And this is her favorite. Is this your favorite? She's sitting like on my knee. Baby, go sit on this. Go. Okay. Green tea latte is always going to be for the win. 10 out of 10 recommend. The lavender latte is actually really good. The eggnog latte they need to work on because there's not an ounce of eggnog in there. Okay, push those away. And now the food seeds. They didn't give me like any napkins, which is really annoying. Good thing my sink is right here. Clean up all those little drops. Okay. So, what's this? Aww, it's my gingerbread cookie. Oh, it's so pretty. And it's soft. Look how cute this is. Christmas. Wow. That's really good. Oh, delicious. Oh, I also got, it's like a custard cream donut. So good. If you go to Tim Hortons, they just call them Boston creams. But these ones literally tasted like they came from Boston. Boston. Okay. And what's this? So if I'm biting everything, I'm not going to eat this now because it's like a job and a half to eat this. This is their apple fritter. And they put like actual apple slices in it. So that's really good if you ever want to try it. And then lastly, I got myself a nice little loaf. Fuzzy. This what you were excited for? She loves their bread. I don't think she can eat this one though. So like this is their tomato and olive sourdough. I love sourdough. I'm really starting to really evolve in the types of foods that I eat. Like, I find stuff like this that was made at a bakery is better than stuff that you would get at the grocery store. And it's just more real ingredients, baked fresh every day, not something that's been sitting there for God knows how long. So I'm really starting to change the way that I'm sourcing the food that I eat. And I'm actually wanting to eat better things and different things because they taste good, like that lavender latte. Delish. Anyways, I definitely recommend expanding the types of foods that you eat. Just try new shit. And definitely try to support local businesses and over chains. I'm just like holding this and support your local bakery. The green tea's hidden. Okay. Anyways, that's that. I'm mainly going to focus on my donut right now because that was delicious. I do need to put my lashes on. So, yesterday I had a really, really intense like journaling day. And I don't really know where this knowledge was coming from, but I need to post this. The Reason by Hoobastank. Like, no, we don't need that right now. That song puts me in my feels. So yeah, I was journaling yesterday, and Rosie, there's nothing left for you. I'm gonna like try to explain it the best way that I can. So yesterday I woke up and I was like, I'm feeling super tired. My head hurts, just not living life. And I've been noticing like a lot of synchronicities, and I feel like when you're on your spiritual journey and you're really connected to, it's hard to explain, but you're just seeing the world differently, like you're opening your third eye. Every day that goes that I'm on this journey, I'm really noticing things about myself more, like my toxic traits, things that I do that aren't good, and how they affect other people, and seeing it from their point of view and not just mine, which has been a long time coming because I've been a very defensive person due to many scenarios in my life where I've always had to be in a fight type of mode because I've never had anybody be there for me to defend me. So when you are constantly feeling like your back's against the wall, you kind of like close off a part of your mind that's really like open and understanding. So being alone, Rosie, you're sitting on my wig. Yeah. Okay. So, can you please go sit on those pillows? There's nothing here for you. You're not gonna pretend like you're comfortable sitting there. You're really not. Look at this. How is this comfortable? How? Is it because you want a piece of the donut? Oh, okay, fine. You're only getting one piece. And those lips better be gone right afterwards. And you're not having any chocolate, you're just having the donut. Okay. Back to what I was saying before I was rudely interrupted by the donut monster. Now she's gonna want another piece, and you know I'm weak, so I can't say no. Here you go, Goober. There's your one crumb. Make them, savor them. You're shoving them down your throat. Okay. This is like such chaotic energy right now. I'm so sorry. So yeah, I'm like, I said, it's like learning who I really am and clearing out the old toxic behaviors that no longer serve me. And also coming to realize that I've allowed other people and things to be the source of my happiness, love, acceptance, right to deserve all the things in life that I have and will get. And now I'm learning that I'm the source and I've always been the source. I just never realized the true abundance of it all is me serving me. And when you hear that, it's really hard to separate yourself from thinking that that's being selfish, because it's really not. It's the most selfless thing you can do, is be selfish with yourself. So, what else did I say? When the relationship you have with yourself is something you truly understand and enjoy, that is when you feel the most free. Because I do feel that when we get into relationships with other people and they bring out a feeling in us that we have yet to bring out ourselves, it creates a codependency, and it creates so many other things to keep that feeling going that we don't really know how to handle it. So there becomes certain ways we do things, say things, act, that sooner or later are going to make that go away because you don't know how to nurse that type of love, which is totally fair. I've never really known how to do that, and I've done many things that were not the right way to do things. So I'm gonna have to feed her, because if she knows this donut is here, she's not gonna stop. And you're probably like, you're the mom, you can stop. You see those eyes? What's in? Yeah. Can't. And like, people think I spoil my dog way too much. Like, she has a stroller, she has a heating pad, she has like 4 different beds, she has a special conditioner for her fur. I buy her treats twice a week. And it's just like, your dog has one life to live, and that is it. And it's not a long one. So, obviously, take care of them and protect them, keep them safe. But if this bitch wants to eat a custard donut, I will supply that for her.
Day in and day out, and tell ourselves those things that aren't true.
I think for myself, because I'm always such a nice person and I'm always so giving, that when bad stuff happens to me, I don't understand it. So I obsess about it. And then I start to internally destroy myself for it to make sense.
Right. So the more unloving and uncaring a person is towards you, the more you go out of our way to try to get them to stop and try to get them to be loving and caring. So we want them to change, but we also want to control them so this is where codependent recovery comes in,
Mm-hmm.
right? We want to be able to stay at peace within ourselves, even though those things are going on. The person's being unloving and uncaring. It's not about us. That has nothing to do with me. That's 100% someone else's behavior. That has nothing to do with me. I didn't make them be unloving and uncaring. They just are. And accepting that part of who they are, I'm not that person. They're not responsible 100% for the way they believe and think and feel and behave. It has nothing to do with me. When I watch someone having a hissy fit and they're yelling at me or they're pointing the finger and trying to shame and blame me, I can remain calm and not take it on. Because I know in those moments, I did nothing wrong.
So when you do love someone to the depths that are like beyond you, and somebody you love is treating you less than,
Yep.
like, do you just release them with love and let them figure it out?
Yeah, you detach with love, but you can also set boundaries with that person. I just had a long conversation with one of the girls, or ladies, she's 55, that I work with, and she's an issue with her husband. He has unloving and uncaring behavior towards her. He doesn't prioritize her in his life. Everything else is in front of her. Money, work, service work, going to meetings. Like, they're both in recovery, so she feels badly inside, but she knows she can't control or change him. So she has to come to a place of acceptance of who he is and try to be okay with that and not try to force, like, set the boundaries still and say to him, look, I feel blank, whatever the feeling is. Okay, say I feel upset or I feel disappointed. Okay, so you start with, when you're talking to someone that has hurt you, then you just say, I feel blank when this happens. You don't say, when you do this. I never say that. But that's pointing the finger out and blaming them for your feelings, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Use different terminology. You learn a new language. It's called the language of love. You're trying to learn the language of love. So I feel upset when this happens. Like, say I get yelled at, okay? I feel upset when I'm being yelled at, and if it happens again, I'm going to leave the room, or I'm going to go to a meeting, or I'm going to go for a walk, or I'm going to go have a bath, because I'm not going to stand here and listen to this. See the difference of getting upset at that person's behavior and yelling back at them?
Yeah, you sort of made it about only the thing that you can control is how you feel, nothing about them.
Nothing. You're not putting any blame on them. You're just saying, I feel upset when I'm being yelled at, and in the future, I'm not going to be available because I'm going to leave. And that's you taking action to take loving care of yourself. That's all that matters right now, is taking loving care of yourself. So if you're in a relationship with someone who yells all the time, that's their only communication skill that they have, then you have to decide if this is the type of relationship I want to be in. No matter how much you love the person, you have to love yourself more.
So how do you reach a point when you're communicating with people that are out of line and really pushing you to give back the energy they're giving you?
Well, I have a higher power in my life. Remember I talked about that a little bit?
Yeah.
I have a spirit of unconditional love that I tune into. Because I need to take loving care of Sherry in those moments of high energy. And emotions are coming up inside of me, but inside of them. And I have to be okay with staying calm. So I tap into that right away. That's my only thing I have to do, is to tap into that source of spirit of unconditional love. I have to remember, I have to love myself through this incident right fucking now. And what's my best course of action? Sometimes it's just take a step back. Sometimes it's just listen and don't say a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Just say something like, oh, I hear what you're saying. Okay, I'll look into that. It's just so simple, right?
Yeah, I guess overthinking, which is my problem.
Well, we take it as an attack, right? When someone starts getting uppity and upset and yelling at us, we cower. And we take it as a personal attack on us as a human being. And we feel extreme guilt and shame inside. Yeah. Because we've done something wrong, but we don't even know what we did wrong. It's just someone else thinks we did something wrong when we actually haven't. And then we turn around and say, we're sorry. We're sorry for doing nothing.
Yeah, I definitely use my sorries way too easily.
So if you wanted to study codependency, you could learn that saying sorry for things that you didn't do anything wrong is a form of control. It's to get the person to not be mad at you. It's to get the person to like you. It's to get the person to stop doing what they're doing. It's all about control, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then it's also about controlling your feelings inside of you. If you feel shitty and guilt and shame-ridden, and you say you're sorry, it goes away. So it's controlling that person and you're controlling yourself, but we don't ever think of it that way, ever.
I literally never thought of saying sorry that way in my entire life. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, you're sorry. Like, today I use sorry a different way. Like, I can say to a person, if they're yelling at me and they're telling me they're angry and blah, 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 I can turn around and say, I'm sorry you're feeling that way. And it's not a form of control, but it does help resolve some of the issue that might be unfolding in that moment.
So right? It's acknowledging them.
Acknowledging what they're saying. You're not saying you're agreeing with them. You're just saying, I'm sorry. Like, say someone's saying all this stuff about you, and you can say, well, I'm sorry you think that. I'm sorry you're going through that, or I'm sorry you feel that way, or I'm sorry you're thinking that way. Because you have no power over anything about them. Their belief system, their thinking, their feelings, and their behaviors are 100% their responsibility. And most people cannot and or will not take personal responsibility for those four things. They always want to point the finger outward. Always.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to feel it. If you can blame it on someone else, the feeling of shame and guilt and remorse goes away. It's deflection.
Yeah.
It's called deflection. I can just go over there and not take responsibility for my, okay, I feel sad, I feel upset, and just sit in it. Don't go out and someone for it. Just sit in it because the gift is on the other side. Believe it or not.
I definitely feel that's true because I've been sitting in my feels for like almost 2 years to really understand it. And like I couldn't even fathom being like, oh, I'm just going to like hook up with a bunch of people to get over it, because like my body physically wouldn't allow it. Like I felt so much anxiety going out on dates, meeting new people, that it's like I was forced to be like, we're getting through it, we're not getting over it.
No. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you know when things don't feel good inside, if you keep doing things that harm you or hurt you, then you're punishing yourself. The program of Codependent Anonymous is about you having a healthy relationship with yourself. Yeah. And then you can go out and have healthy relationships with others, but it starts with you first. We have to learn to figure out how to love ourselves so I can fill myself up from the inside, not from the outside in. And then I'm so overflowing with love and joy and happiness that I can go share that with somebody.
Mhm.
I have extra.
It's
But
so
I
true.
can't just go out into the world and try to get love, get acceptance, get approval, get attention. That means you're being selfish and your motive isn't genuine. You're trying to get something from somebody in order to change the way you feel inside about yourself, because we continually tell ourselves horrible, negative, and unloving shit. Why do we do that? It's not productive. It's not healthy. It's not helpful. It's not necessary. And yet, I think it's something, and I put an attachment to it being true, and then I go out and act accordingly. It's like, why do I keep doing that? Well, because I haven't learned anything new. Okay, so that makes sense. I haven't learned anything new, but I'm capable of learning something new. So, am I willing to learn something new? We're back to the how again.
Mhm.
Am I willing to learn something new? Am I open-minded to learn something new? And am I honest enough with myself to start something new? HOW. Honesty, open-mindedness, and willingness. Because if you're unwilling to be open-minded and you're closed-minded to new ideas, and you're not being honest with yourself, you're going to stay the same.
I guess you have to be broken down enough to want to change.
Yeah, well, in AA, they say you hit a bottom, and then that's when you become willing. Right?
Yeah.
Have to hit a bottom. Whatever, it has to be sufficient enough of a bottom that you will see the truth and that you will seek help on your own. That's when the person more than likely will get sober and stay sober. If they haven't hit the bottom, like an emotional bottom, a mental bottom, a financial bottom, a physical bottom, there's different bottoms, right? If you haven't hit those ones that are sufficient enough for you to be desperate enough to change, you probably change. You'll just stay the same and then feel shitty for the rest of your life. Not you, but in general, right?
Oh, I've hit my bottom. It's only up from here.
Right? Well, that's positive. That gives me hope.
Yeah.
That gives you, there is possibilities of change. I don't have to live like this anymore. You can tell yourself that. And that's the beginning of a new life. You can't stand the way you think about yourself. You can't stand the way you feel about yourself. You're an absolute loser and a failure on the planet. You're never going to own anything. You're never going to get married. I don't have any children. I'm not going to own a house. I'm a loser. I might as well get high. Right?
That makes sense.
You justify and rationalize all the nonsense that goes on in your head. It's all false. But we put attachments to it to being true, and we act accordingly. So, of course I'm going to be a drug addict for the rest of my life. Of course I'm going to be a drunk. Of course I'm going to spend all my money. Of course I'm going to have sex with anybody I feel like, because it changes the way I feel about myself.
I'm so thankful, though, that I did meet you and that we do talk now.
I'll talk you off the ledge. That's what I say to the girls. And when they phone me bawling their eyes out because something just happened and they can't manage your feelings and they phone me crying.
Yeah.
I said, do you want to talk you off the ledge?
It's so
funny.
funny.
You gotta have a bit of humor with what's going on, because sometimes the thinking is just too much, and it isn't what someone else did or said to you that's bad. It's what you tell yourself about yourself around what they said or did.
Yeah.
Not even about them. It's about us.
The men in Vancouver make me want to throw myself into oncoming traffic.
Holy shit. Oh yeah, I forget that you're in Vancouver.
They're honestly atrocious. And like...
Really? That bad?
They're so bad. And I'm just like, this is not even worth it. Like, I'd rather die.
I don't have any vegan friends either.
You live in Alberta.
True.
You guys literally are the south of Canada.
We are beef.
Literally, we are beef. my god.
In all seriousness. I've got a couple friends who are like pescatarians, though.
That word alone just pisses me off.
Why?
I don't know. It's just, I'm a pescatarian. I don't even fucking know what that is.
That's like you only eat fish, like seafood.
Why?
Certain seafoods.
Why?
I don't
It just sounds like a fancy word for picky eaters.
It
Like,
does, really.
no thank you.
That's so funny. I'm so not a picky eater. I will fucking eat anything.
Because you're from Alberta.
Is that like a thing?
I don't know. I just feel like when I think of Alberta, I think of like
Fish?
y'all just like going to the swamp, getting a gator, and just eating it.
Maybe in fucking Alabama.
You guys are the Alabama of Canada. You know that, right?
Yeah, but there ain't no swamps.
The fact that you said there ain't no swamps.
We live in fucking Antarctica. We have 4 months of summer, 4 weeks of fucking spring, maybe a week of fall if we're lucky, and the rest is snow blizzards. We live with like
Snow blizzards.
fucking, we live with like fucking polar bears. Like,
No, you don't.
yeah,
Okay, I want you to send me a picture of the next fucking polar bear you see.
we don't actually have polar bears in Alberta.
I'd believe anything you say because I don't know.
Okay, well, we have like regular bears.
Actually,
That's it. We don't have fucking gators here. Whoever told you we have gators in Alberta is wrong.
y'all have
Maybe at the zoo.
y'all here now. You have mountain goats.
We do have mountain goats.
I
Yeah,
drove.
we've got mountains. You probably have mountain goats.
I don't go up north. I can't go. They don't allow you to go up there unless you have fucking snow tires or chains on your things.
No, I mean like in BC. There's got to be mountain goats in BC.
I have no idea. The only mountain goats that I saw were in Jasper. And it was the cutest thing I've ever seen. It was like clickety-clacketing along the highway. It sounded like it had fucking high heels on. And it went from walking on a flat surface up on the fucking mountain like it was nothing.
British Columbia is the heartland of mountain goats and contains more than half the population of mountain goats.
Who's your source?
Google. It's a global environmental government BC.Canada.
That sounds like a bunch of bullshit, but I'll believe you.
It's literally when you say, are there mountain goats in BC? Yes, bitch, there are mountain goats in BC.
Okay. Whatever you say. I'm just going to be sipping my wine.
I know for a fact there are mountain goats in BC. You guys have like bears and like mountain lions and cougars and all that sorts of stuff.
Yeah, you have those too.
Yeah.
And
we don't have anything that's like super outrageously crazy.
bears are pretty outrageously crazy. Like if I saw one in the streets, I'd probably die.
My god. This guy asking me if I want to go to the Flames.
Are you still talking to that person? And did you say a Flames game?
Yeah.
Like Calgary Flames?
Yeah, like a hockey game. They're like, yeah, as long as you buy all my beer, for sure. Fuck yeah. I want a Flames game with you.
That was the most Canadian thing ever. Fuck yeah, bud, I'll go to the game with you. Just buy all my beer. I need to start packing.
I need to get an eye exam.
I probably think that you probably shouldn't do lash extensions anymore.
Why?
Because your eyes are probably irritated.
No, I'm just really stoned. I need an eye exam for my literal vision. Not because they're, like, irritated.
Are you going blind? I wonder if that has to do with the fact that you have blue eyes.
No, it has fact to do that I've got shitty vision and that I don't wear goggles in the tanning beds.
Megan, are you dumb or are you dumb? You're gonna get like cataracts or something.
Probably.
And you're just like, yep, it's fine. No goggles for
I've
me.
always had shitty vision, so I'm like, who fucking cares?
That's gonna make it way worse though.
Yeah, it has gotten significantly worse in the last little while. But I can still see, like, stuff. I just can't see up close. I'm gonna get contacts, and then I'm gonna start wearing goggles in the bed. I don't tan often.
I love how you're listening to you justify